Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Real Talk with EJ. I am your host, Eno Jerry. We are back again with a sliced dose of motivation, served with truth with a sprinkle of pure vibes. So today is an interesting day. Welcome to December. Guys, we're in December. We made it. What a year. Oh my God. If you're alive on this day, you should be thankful to God because, man, a lot of people lost their lives this year. But we were here. We're celebrating December. We're celebrating Christmas. So shout out to everyone that is living and watching this. Wink. All right. So today is going to be a fun day. All right. So I have two powerhouses here with me. I have my co-host here, Ete Mbakara.
Hi, so someone said okay, in 2020 I've achieved this, I've achieved that, and I've achieved this. And some of the person now answered, if you live 2020 with your life, thank God for life.
Man, thank God for life. Okay.
So welcome to December, everybody.
Hey. All right, before we get on with the show, I know how we do it, our quotes for the day. And it goes something like this. When a shift occurs in the spirit, it manifests in the physical by causing a separation from the things that no longer please the Father, including your relationship with certain people. So when you find yourself you can't explain why all of a sudden you're not friends with that person again. The Holy Spirit has separated you from that ungodly union. So don't be sad. Just go with the flow.
Don't force
How many
vibes.
friends have you lost this year?
I've lost count, man. But just don't force vibes.
Hey, don't. I'm going to tweet that. Don't force vibes.
No force.
Don't force vibes.
If you know they.
You guys, by the way, Ete Mbakara is a renowned actor, right? So he's a talent box. He's a thinker. Look, listen, if you guys,
I think he's
this
getting
is
hot
this is
here
him.
now.
Now his head is swelling small.
He's getting hot. Sorry, man.
Give a shout out to your fans. Your fans want to hear your voice.
You never blew it like that. I think it's okay.
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about the rules of life. Okay, so this is based on one of my favorite authors' book, The Rules of Life, which is Richard Templer. And he analyzed, based on his rules, there are 100 rules of life. 50 rules for you, 16 rules of partnership, 13 rules of family and friends, 13 social rules, and 8 world rules, altogether making 100. Wow. So he sat down and crafted this, and I couldn't think of any other person that would come and help me break this down than the one and only. Okay, guys, see, okay, her profile. I'm just gonna take my time because it's heavy. So are we ready? Should we go? All right. So we have in our amongst us, in our midst, in our presence now, before the one and only Mrs. Idonsi Peter. She's a mind shift, a life parenting and family coach, a motivational speaker, and a certified and prestigious John Maxwell Leader Institute. She is a consultant from the Proctor Gallagher, I hope I got that correctly, Institute and certified speaker from Lars Brown Power Voice School. She is a certified neuro-linguistic practitioner. Okay, we gotta get her English correct because she's here. and a Maxwell Dix trainer. She is a wife and a mother of 4 children. Oh!
You get as you go to Blue Ridge, then go need Google you. So
you get.
I think she's popularly known as the voice of impact.
Yeah.
She has founded several organizations like Blaze of Light Academy, Blaze of Hope Foundation, with a mission to transform and widen awareness of those who comes in contact with her. You see why I said I don't blow before this thing starts?
See, just reading about it,
She ensures the experience, mind shift, and make sure you live your life to full potential.
See, I mean, just to add to that, she's the host of a Facebook Live, like a Sunday Bible study session called The Truth Corner. If you're on Facebook, tune in to Truth Corner every Sunday. I mean, she's live telling, I watched one of her sessions. Oh my gosh, praise Jesus. she teaches the Bible lessons on how to relate life lessons for a more fulfilling life. She also features in a weekly Saturday morning bite on Facebook, a program that helps awaken many of our infinite potentials. Please make me welcome the one and only Coach ID in the building.
You guys, Thank God we are going to be talking about humor today.
How you doing?
So much. It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
I had the privilege of encountering you this year.
Yeah.
My 2020, I can't tell my 2020 story without mentioning your name. You literally saw me through. 2020 was a rough year. It was a tough year for me personally. I went through some emotional, psychological turmoil, and I met this lady. And you know how someone just takes your chaos and just like brings it in, and then shows you how to navigate the world even with your chaos. So thank you for changing my life.
Thank you so much.
You're one of the reasons why I'm sitting on this chair today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you too, because coaching, when I'm a life coach, but coaching really has to do with two people coming together to find themselves.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been, I mean, she was professional, she was there, she was eager. You could see someone that wanted transformation, and I'm so proud of you. Super proud.
This is last
Excuse
minute
She's right here. Better book her down, guys. Book her.
last minute blessing.
I'll see you later.
Okay, so today, I think part of the things we're going to talk about today, we actually talked about in one of our sessions.
Yeah.
And is Richard Templer's Rules of Life. And so there are 100 rules of life, about 100 rules for you, but I chose 10 for us to analyze today. We're going to go through this book. We're going to literally spend the whole day here. So, so the first rule I want us to banter on is rule number 1, keep it under the hat. Don't preach or propagate or even mention this. So for me, it's like, when people are saying, oh, this thing I'm doing, coming soon, I am going to. No. To me, it's like, if you have something that you're working on, I think it's best to go in your corner and cultivate and build it. And when it's ready to be shown, you can bring it out to the world. That's what I think. Or I don't know. What do you guys think about this rule?
Yeah, the rule actually, initially, when you have an idea, you shouldn't be the one to tell everybody. Because the problem about telling everybody is that people will cast their fears on you. That people, it depends on the people around you. That's why the people you have around you is very, very important. Because they are disempowering people and they are empowering people. So if you meet the sort of people that are already fearful of, going further in life, they'll discourage you. They'll tell you it wouldn't work. And you can also meet some people that are actually envious of you and want to kill your dream.
Yeah.
So I really agree to keep it under the hat, but when it's time to discuss with someone, because you can't keep it under the hat forever, of course, you have to discuss. Then you have to sit down and say, who are the right people that I can take these dreams to? Who are the people that can run with this dream? So it's
sometimes don't you think there's some people that you would think that they are the right people, and then you go to them and they turn around and I shouldn't have even gone to you in the first place. I don't know if that's happened to you before.
I think it's like a situation of sowing on the right soil and sowing on the evil soil. There's some people like your dream, you say your dream to, it's like a seed, and you say it out to them, and most times, man,
their negative vibe has already killed the dream from coming to pass.
It's just the wrong soil. And I hate it when people tell me that, just if you do that thing, I forget I'm not done.
Yeah.
Immediately I just see okay, this one is not someone I should be talking to right now. This is the wrong soil.
What is it about us that instinctively makes us to withdraw from pursuing that dream the moment we hear it's not going to work? When from the person that we thought would encourage us to actually go forward?
First, you don't have a strong why. Your why is the reason for doing what you're doing. If you are doing it because someone else is doing it, then it's very easy for you to get discouraged. But that's why when you want to pursue a dream, it's not just doing what you've seen other people doing or what you feel will work for you. Ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Whose life is going to be impactful? Because your dream must be greater than you. It shouldn't be about you. When somebody else's life is tied to your dream, when you have people that this dream is going to change their lives, when it's more than just you, then you found your why. And it's your why that helps you in the times of storms to keep going.
Wow. Okay, I need a moment to just soak that in. That one ain't that shot.
I still don't meditate on that.
Okay, I think just while we meditate, I'm going to skip to rule number 2. So rule number 2 say, accept yourself. You don't have to improve or change or strive for perfection. Quite the opposite, actually. Just accept. And I think for me is this has a lot to do with comparing yourself with other people. So you say, okay, I'm not good enough. And you see somewhere that is maybe hotter, finer, doing more successful things, buying the biggest cars. You're like, oh, why can't I be more like that? If I had their background, if I had their family, if I had their friends, maybe I would have had that.
Probably
and we now
won't make it.
probably you won't make it because it's not
Yeah.
you. Exactly. So
Yeah.
like we like accept, like love who you are. But that is very difficult. It's like most people don't understand how difficult that is to actually accept your own reality.
Yeah. First and foremost, if you don't accept yourself, you can't move further.
Thank you. You won't function.
Yeah,
well.
you can't. You can't. You can't. Because it is yourself that will push you to where you want to go. So if the vehicle for which is going to drive you to achieve your dream, you don't love that vehicle, then it's going to break down. You won't even look at it.
Oh, wow.
So accepting yourself just means this is where I am, this is who I am, and this is where I want to be.
Okay.
So it starts with accepting this is how it is right now.
Have you always been this person? Have you always been this very put together, like, self-awareness, self-love? Like, how did you get to this
Oh my
point?
goodness. That's why I got to this point, because I realized a time in my life that I was living a life, but I was not living the life. That
Oh.
means I was just living a life, but the life is my own life. So I had everything going. I had a good career, I was working in the bank, making some,
Yeah.
money, but I was empty.
Okay.
I felt there was something more that I'm supposed to do. Now that emptiness comes when you are not living in your purpose. So you see, that's why I became a linguistic practitioner. You see everybody put together, maybe a medical doctor, they're doing well, they have everything, but you go to bed and you still feel there's something else. There's something else,
Something missing.
and that's your calling. Because everybody has the reason that God created them for. And if you don't find your reason, it's like putting a square. What do they call it?
Like it's a square in a round box.
Yes. So I told myself, there's more. Then who am I? Because I didn't know who I was. I mean, if they said I am a mother, a wife, I am a banker,
That's not who you are.
that's not who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
And that's when I decided to start going through. I mean, a book that I love so much that took me to my purpose was The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren.
I love that book.
And when I read that book, I discovered my purpose. I'm the voice of impact. I love to speak. I've always grown up to speak. I might not be a very loud person. You might not see me everywhere. I might not be very sociable. But I realized that when I say something, people have a way of listening. So I told myself, if I'm blessed with having that gift to capture attention by what I say, then I should go and study what I should say. How can I bless people with the voice? So it's and it has really helped. It's the curiosity that led me to study all these things. And I'm not really, when you say put together, I'm still finding my way. I think we'll always do.
This is finding your way. Then the rest of us are lost.
I'm still finding it. Everyday life throws stuff at me. But
Yeah.
the more you keep studying, the more you keep reading, the more you keep talking to people, the more we keep empowering people.
Yeah.
It just has a way of building you up.
I tell you, what have you struggled with accepting who you
About
are?
knowing yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this period in my life I was going through a lot, and like you said, you always feel that void, that space, and it was like, I want to do more. I'm not doing this thing well. I'm not doing this thing well. But it started changing for me when I started accepting that still voice inside of me that tells me, dude, this thing is wrong. This thing is right. Stop doing this thing. Stop doing that thing. And I don't want to lie to myself no more. So once he says this thing is wrong, I just stop doing it. Once he says this thing is right, I keep at it. So for me, that was where I think I started knowing myself. And I started finding that change, and I started feeling that impact I wanted in my life. And it's been kind of wonderful from then till now.
You know, that's still voice is your spirit.
Your spirit.
That's the you.
That's the man.
That's the you.
Yeah, that's the man. I had this mini rema yesterday. I was just walking to my room and I realized, like, the reason why I'm actually walking is because my spirit is awake.
Yeah.
The moment your spirit lives, like the man, like the spirit is the
that's
man.
you.
So the moment that spirit goes, like this costume just like just falls.
Just goes away.
Wow. So funny. What you're saying kind of like leads to the rule number 3 we have, which is is dedicate yourself to something. It is the yardstick to measure how I'm doing, what I'm doing, and where I'm going. So basically, once you find yourself, you know how to pour yourself into that calling. So that means the only way, or one of the best ways for us to grow is to dedicate yourself to something, because that will give your life meaning. That will give your life a purpose. From what you're saying.
Yeah, and that something must be your purpose. You know, that something must be that which you are created for. You know, I always say that life is like having buying a gadget, and you've not read the manual. You know, so many people can buy iPhone 9, 10, 11, 12, and they use it to make a call.
Only.
Yeah. So most of us are like that iPhone, packed with so much, but we are using it to make a call. So until you go back and read the manual of your life, and that's the purpose for which you were created. You know, purpose is just doing what you love, loving what you do, and earning your good money from it.
Yes. That's the part.
Please, I think I would like you to share more light on this purpose, because I've spoken with a whole lot of people, and I'd be like, just find something you know you love doing, and just go for it. And they ask me, "But bros, man, I don't even know what I like to do, even do self." Some people are that confused.
Yeah.
Some people, when they listen to what we're saying now, they'll be like, "What do these people they even talk?" So I think I want you to water it down to layman's definition of what it feels like to know who you are and go hold it and run with it.
Okay, as I summarized it, I say is loving what you do and earning from it. So purpose is living your life doing what you love. Everybody has something they love doing. You understand? Like if you sit down here, like what you're doing, we spoke about it. You understand? She told me if she's doing costume, she's designing, she's, you know, anything artistic that it draws her to it. There are some people that just love cooking.
True.
Do you understand? When they were young, you could see them playing with utensils. They're attentive to their mother in the kitchen. These type of things are things that you are called to do. Some may really, really look irrelevant, but you don't know that for you to have that, there is a purpose for it, and there's certainly a reward for it, because God cannot call you to do anything without giving you a reward. He said the gift of God make it what?
Rachel.
And I didn't know.
No,
that's it. So if you, and how do you find this purpose? To ask yourself, what is it that I love doing so much that even if I'm not paid to do it, I'll be happy to do it? Yeah.
Do you know what I believe that everyone at some point in their life exhibited their purpose and their calling, especially at a very young age. But maybe before we came on camera, we talked about grooming, how the first point of your influence is your family. And I'm sure there's a child that probably started learning how to sew, like a guy that used to like to sew, and the mother say, men don't sew, only women sew, don't do that. And then eventually killing that purpose, and they ended up leaving that part of their brain dormant. So they've grown up and they are confused as to what they need to do with life, and they've forgotten that sewing was actually what their purpose was. So parents, we have a role to play in identifying our children's purpose at a very early age.
And what I always want to add is, like, because people always say, what if the purpose doesn't bring me the money in this? You know, because so I always say, because if you are not living that life doing what you love in that purpose, you always feel that emptiness, no matter how much you have, no matter how much you're earning. So what you can do is, apart from the job, okay, let's say somebody has this calling to teach and loves children, but you mean you have a job as maybe a civil servant or something, you're working with the government, that's bringing your money, and you need that to raise your children. Why not take a Sunday school session in church? So do you know what that is going to do to you? Every weekday, while you are preparing for work, you are looking forward to something. So no matter the stress you are going through in work, all you can think of, man, on Sunday, I'm going to do what I children. So it has a way of balancing life. And you never know, when you're in your place of purpose, you never know at a certain point, you get to love it so much that you begin to get creative on how you can do more with it. So you don't know when you slip out from this job and do something bigger with it, because the purpose has angle. From there, you can establish a school. Maybe you retire, you can have a school. Purpose always calls you.
Yes.
But just start from somewhere.
It's funny. I always say this. People say I'm chasing after money. Chasing after money. I always say you don't chase. If you chase after money, you won't catch it. It will always run away from you. What you do is manifest who you are. Become so in tune with what you're doing. Then money be like, I think I like that guy. That's the person I want to be. I want to be with. And then money follows you, because there's no one that doesn't like excellence. Because when you're doing something that you're passionate about, you do it so well.
Yeah, it won't be work.
It won't be work for you.
Yeah,
and because you do it so well, people will be willing to pay for that good thing that you're producing. All right, so let's move on to the next rule, which is be flexible in your thinking.
I love this
Try
one.
to see life not as the enemy, but as a friendly sparring partner. Okay, guys, let's dig in. I will confess, I used to be very rigid in my thinking. It has to be like this. If it doesn't work like this, I don't want it.
That's how I am.
That's how I am.
That's how I am.
I don't want it any other way. It has to be this way. It has to be red. And that happens to people that have OCD. No, it has to be in this way. And life is a graph, it's not a straight line.
Yeah.
If life was a straight line, it would be the most boring thing in the world. But how teach us how to be more flexible in our thinking, please.
That's how I am, man. That's how I am.
I love the way the author started. It says, once your thinking get crystallized, rigid, and formed, you've lost the battle. Yeah. So you can't have a stiff mind. That's being in a box.
Yeah.
The Bible says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be thou transformed by the renewal of the mind. I mean, if the great book could say it, our mind needs constant renewal. It's just like upgrading your phone.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So if you could upgrade your phone, why don't you think that you should be upgrading your mind?
Imagine we're still using Nokia 3310
Exactly.
in 2020. Imagine.
If you go to any organization and they said this is how we do it, watch it. They won't grow.
They won't grow.
They won't grow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Anybody that says this is how I am or this is how we do it, those two sentences stifle.
So
growth.
that rule cuts across everyone and everything.
Everywhere,
so you should be flexible and be willing and open to change.
Yeah, like nobody expected COVID-19.
Yes.
If there's anything that's taught us to be flexible,
It's 2020.
2020. We are doing homeschooling.
Okay, so rule number 5. I wish I had done that, and I will. The world is divided into those who look at others enviously and those who look at others as a motivational tool. Okay, this is for haters in the building. So you see someone thriving and doing so well. There's that little thing in your chest that either makes you feel like, you know what, this person is like, is the reason that is giving me ginger, is giving me motivation to go forward. And then there are people that are like, oh, well, they are showing off. What do they feel like? So what do you think about this role? I wish I had done that, and I will.
Can I say that's procrastination?
How do you mean?
I'll do it today. No, I'll do it tomorrow. Can we say that's procrastination?
It is.
I think that thing has a way of keeping you in a box. You won't go beyond that box because you keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow comes. You always have one very reason that will make sense. Yeah. And you'll be like, no, because of this thing. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. Why do you feel guilty?
I think it also still goes back to the same why.
The
same not knowing your why. The reason you're doing what you're doing. Because if is it that important to you? Because you know there's some things that nobody tell you to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, true.
And if you are traveling to a location that you love, nobody will tell you to wake up in the morning. Even somebody that loves to sleep till 9.
Yeah.
True. So it's passion.
Yeah.
It's passion that does drive. And
Okay.
And I would just like to say, when it comes to envy, to be very candid, it happens to everybody.
It does.
But it's for you to catch yourself going that way and think of a way to motivate yourself. Because somebody just comes in, I wish it happens. We are all human.
Yeah.
But it's when the moment that you become aware of where your thoughts are going, that's why it's good to mind your mind and watch your thoughts.
Yeah, it's
your mind.
the mind. That's a good one. It's funny when it comes to that envy thing. I thought to myself, okay, if I'm feeling Ete is doing something and I'm like, why is it not happening to me? Unconsciously, I am limiting God. Because Ete and I have two different destinies. To think that Ete's reality become my reality is me trying to dictate to God how God should run the affairs of mine and that of Ete. So if you find yourself thinking or feeling, why can't my life be more like this person? Why can't my life be more like that person? You are limiting God's ability to manifest himself in you and through you, because out of the 7 billion people in the world, there is no one that looks exactly like you. So your reality cannot be exactly the same as that of another person's. Okay, let's move on to rule number 6. This one's like one of my favorites.
Can I say something before we move on to the next rule? So I think it's like this. This is an empty vessel.
Yeah.
So we are all empty vessels.
Yeah.
So he fills us, and that's what we give out. So we are not supposed to be like this person. We're not supposed to be like the other person.
Yeah.
We are not supposed to want to be like this other person. Let's just believe that this vessel is just an empty vessel that is meant to be used for the Lord's purpose. So he's meant to fill us, and out of it will flow out whatever that is meant to be inside of us.
Is the coach in the house?
All right, so I think I need to come to you for some sessions, boy.
In my 11th hour blessing.
Okay, let's move on to rule number 6. This is one of my favorites. Aim to be the very best at everything you do, not second best. Failing is fine. Aiming to be the second best isn't. Okay, that's deep. I think that's just self-explanatory. I don't. As mic drop, that's what I gotta say. Like mic drop. Like, I mean, there's that. Do I have to be number 1? I mean, I'm okay with being number 2. No, don't be okay with being number 2.
We should have the mentality of we die here.
We die here. Like, I always shoot for the moon. You will eventually land in the stars. But if you shoot for the stars, you just land in the clouds and you fall off. So, I mean.
Yeah, but no pressure.
Okay.
You know, no pressure, because some people, it depends on your best. Let it be your best. Not best as defined by other people.
Okay.
Because if it's going to be the best as defined by other people, you're going to put yourself under pressure.
I see that.
So let it be your best. That's why you should have your goal, not another person's goal. You understand? Let it be set your goal. Shoot for your own stars. You know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Let it be your goal. Have your definition of how do you want this year to be.
Yeah.
Have your own vision board. You understand? So have your own plans, because if you want to do it so that you can beat this other person, there's a lot of pressure is going to be on you.
True.
That's I always say that competition kills creativity.
Yes.
Yeah, because you'll be so used to looking at the other person and trying to be the other person. So be your own best. Yeah.
That's knowing what your best is.
As we're setting these goals, this question might sound funny, but it don't my mind. Should we be realistic about it? Should we go beyond being real and now be like, okay, in the next 5 years, I want to win an Oscar?
I think what I can say is that if your goal is not big enough to scare you, then you should look at it again.
Yeah.
Okay, in the next 2 years, I want to win an Oscar.
Does that scare you?
Does that scare you? I mean, you're right. I think one of our episodes we talked about the mindset. Once you conceive it here, it's only a matter of time, and you speak it out. It's only a matter of time that it starts to manifest. I will tell you this sitting on this table, I thought about it 1st of January 2020. It was one of the things I listened to like a preacher say, write down your goals. Yeah. I can't remember the preacher though. Write down your goals. And doing this was it was the 3rd thing on my list. Like, I want to be able to have a platform where I can speak to people. And COVID happened and everything. I was like, oh wow, this is not going to happen. Oh wow. And then November came, like, voila, we are here. Why? Because the fact that I thought about it and I spoke it and I wrote it down and it became a reality. Imagine if I did the whole procrastination thing. Maybe next year, maybe I write the year off, and that's how the dream could have just gone with it. So if you're thinking Oscar in 2 to 5 years, it's possible. The moment you see it, and then you feel it, and it scares the bedazzles out of you.
and you walk towards
and
it.
you walk towards
very
it.
You
It
walk
is
towards it.
possible.
Yeah, it's
Very
possible.
important.
It's possible.
Okay.
Very important.
Rule number 7. Okay, this one affects a lot of us in the room. Dress like today is important. People will react differently to you if you dress as if it matters. Okay, dress. My mom always says, dress the way you want to be addressed. Hi, mama. Dress the way you want to be addressed. Some people are like, no, it's about what is in my heart. No, bruh, only God sees your heart. We don't see your heart. We see your
don't
outfit.
send your heart to. Okay, before
We see
now,
your
I was saying that, but nobody send your heart. They need to come close first.
Yeah.
And it's what they see. We're actually moved by what we see.
Yeah.
So when we get close now, and we've seen that, okay, like, you
Okay.
make sense. So, and I come close now.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
said, okay, what's inside here is
Yeah,
cool. So
yeah.
I want to stick.
You know, well, there's one thing I don't have. I don't have an occasion dress.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't have a dress for a particular occasion. And I don't keep my new clothes for a particular time.
Christmas clothes.
No, I don't do that. Because I believe that every day, I mean, I might not have tomorrow. It's not in my control.
Yeah,
sure.
Because I read the
Sure.
story of how the husband lost the wife,
Yeah.
and when he was going through stuffs in the house, he saw this underwear, this sexy looking underwear, and she had written a little envelope and said, "For my Valentine's Day," and she never got to the Valentine's Day, and you know. And that just sparked something and said she could have won that.
Won
She
that
could have
thing,
won
yeah.
that day.
Every day is Valentine's
Yeah, every
Day.
day.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so if it says dress like today is important. Yeah, because as we discussed, I mean, we were saying this before the show that you never know where you are being discussed on
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah.
You know, life is a fight for territory.
Yeah.
So you should do everything to step
Stand
up your
out.
game,
Yeah.
to stand out.
Yeah.
Everybody might have the same opportunity. If you go to a room and everybody has the same talent, everybody has the same opportunity, at the end of the day, there should be a criteria to pick someone. And it might just be how they look,
Yeah.
how they dress.
Yeah.
By look, I don't mean the person's look,
Yeah.
how they are put together and
yeah.
dressed.
Yeah.
And since opportunity doesn't give you timing,
Yeah.
any opportunity can come at any time.
Anytime.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Some people always say, but I don't have the clothes, I don't have the baths. It's not about buying the
Yeah.
new baths. It's about just iron the ones that you have.
Of
Wash
course.
them. Iron them, polish your shoes, comb your hair. Like shave your beards. Trim, like take care, look
A real life
presentable.
situation. And Jerry called me. I was in Ikeja then in Lagos. She said, "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" I said, "I'm in Ikeja. What's happening?" She said, "Come to Surulere. Come to Surulere." I just said, "Okay, I'm coming." She didn't even tell me why she said I should come. Pia, 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 pia. I got to Surulere. I got there. It was Ramsey Noah, Chris O'Day, and some other people. They were
yeah, big
auditioning
spoil.
for.
You didn't tell us.
They were auditioning for the role of living in bondage. And I just got there, I was like, okay, what is happening? Yeah.
I
They
should have
gave me the
dressed
script.
differently.
They gave me the script. I read it, but I was still starstruck. I didn't even know what was happening. I was trying to look for a way to put myself together while all this was going on. I was reading the script. So I took the line. When I took the line, I knew, okay, this was not my best, but I was not just prepared. So most times, when you're not prepared, opportunities can come to your door and they will just pass you by like that.
And you know, dressing gives you this confidence.
Yeah,
There's
Yes,
something about
yes,
you when you
yes,
dress.
yes.
Yes.
I feel like you can
just
step
come-
into any room and take-
your
and
steps
just be like,
changes.
put your head
You
up
feel
and-
good, you know.
Yeah.
Something happened to me over the weekend. You know, I had this. I wanted to pick my daughter in school, so I wasn't properly dressed, and I
Yeah.
was with my nanny, so I knew that she would go in pick the daughter. But one way or the other, they didn't allow her to pick because she didn't come with the ID. So you can imagine me stepping down because I couldn't go
Yeah.
back home find the ID card. So the
And,
parent
yeah.
had to go there. So I think that one of the lessons I took there is when I'm stepping out of my house. Even if I'm going to be in the car to do a transaction, let me
Yeah.
ask myself, if I have to step down from this
Yeah.
car, will I want to step down
Yeah.
dressed like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
So you never know.
I am guilty of this. My mom can testify to this. I mean, I'm a fashion consultant, so I always try to look my best. But sometimes a girl just wants to throw on sweatpants and t-shirts and slippers and just like live life. And my mom will be like, "No, you can't leave the house looking like that." I said, "But I dress up every time." It's like, "No, you have to keep it consistent." So yeah,
He has a way of messing with you because immediately I got there, I said, I'm like, It's I weird. Oh God! So my mind was not even on the lines again. I could speak Igbo. I could flow with the Igbo. Yeah. But when they gave it to me, I just read and the confidence was not just there.
Yeah.
So it's bad, man. So anytime you're going out, make sure. Not say, okay, I'll wear this shirt tomorrow. Make I leave on for tomorrow. Wear it now.
You never know who you will jam on the road.
Meet on the road.
All right. So rule number 8: leave a little space for yourself each day. It is the little space for yourself while you do absolutely nothing. I mean, I am one of those people that I'm very guilty of not giving myself like time out. Like I like to occupy myself with activities. I feel guilty when I'm not doing anything. High performance. When I'm not working, like, whoa, something needs to be done. Why am I just sitting down here like idle? And I've realized that no, that idle time is the best thing to do. It's like going to that quiet place to be with God. And even God says, if you want to come to me, just go into the corner, inner room, lock the doors, and then spend time with me. Like that alone time, we take that for granted.
Your third place, man.
I'm guilty of not giving myself time off. So I don't know what.
Everybody needs a time off, you know. I think what I do actually is I do mine first thing in the morning. You know, I love to wake up by 4 o'clock. Okay. I do 4 o'clock. I do 4 o'clock because, you know, as a mother, the school, the stuff, you know. So I'll even prefer going to bed early for me to wake up by 4 o'clock because I have to wake up and just have my own time with God. Listen to the inner voice. Do my gratitude, 10 things I'm grateful for. That sort of keeps me, you know. What? 10 things I'm grateful for.
Yeah, it's a thing, yeah.
10 things I'm grateful for. I write down 10 things I'm grateful for. It has a way of just giving you, that is okay. Keeps you from worrying, you know. So I write down 10 things I'm grateful for.
Taking notes.
And sometimes I do my gratitude journaling. I've told you about it when you just write and just pour things as it's coming to your mind. And it has a way of... So I think it's very important because really, I don't know about the guys. I can talk as a woman. Women are so into so many things.
We are activity oriented.
Even by the time you get up in the morning, you're already thinking of the lunch box.
The lunch box, yes.
Your day just starts with waking up the child. Pam, 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 pam.
Just
come and have your bath.
Routine. But for guys,
I never marry, Sha. I never marry. I know if you relate.
Wait, so do you find yourself like occupying yourself in a lot of activities, or are you one of those people that give yourself time?
Yeah, I think I'm one of those people that be like, man, everything should wait, man. I need time for myself.
Oh wow!
Because no matter how we chase these things, there's always that time that if you can't function well, you can't even meet up to those things you're chasing.
Isn't there a thin line between that and complacency, where you're like, oh, you feel too relaxed? I'll do it later. Like you can say, I'm giving myself time. I'm having a me time, and the me time now turns to too much of a me time that you don't get anything done.
Okay,
that's why the guy says leave a little space for yourself each day, not like
an entire
day.
Okay, so rule number 9, we're almost done. Have a sense of humor. This is for all of you people that take life way too seriously. See something funny in whatever life throws at us along the way. Like, it's not, like, life happens, guys. Like, let's just, sometimes if a situation happens and it takes a special talent to see the sense of humor in any bad situation. Nigerians have perfected the act of finding a funny way to deal with problems.
Thank God that thing is a good thing. No? Thank God it's a good thing. Seriously, thank God that thing is a good thing because most times some things will happen and I'll be like, leave it, go pass. I just joke about it.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But I just know if I dwell on that thing most times, it might take the other parts that is supposed to function for something else away from me.
Yeah.
So I just be like, leave it, go pass.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's the way I take most of these things. So I could keep my sanity and still keep moving.
Okay.
You go pass, you go
what
pass.
What do you think?
A merry heart.
Merry heart.
Like medicine to the bone. I agree with that. But you know, there should be a balance.
Yeah, true.
You know, because humor you can make jest of everything and push some serious matter away.
Yeah.
Let it not be a way of pushing things under the carpet because it will stink at the end of the day.
Very true.
But let it just be a getaway so that you don't put too much pressure on your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, a getaway. Like it just
an escape, like if like I mean, okay. So the 10th and final rule is you will never understand everything. People will behave oddly. Things will go unexpectedly wrong or right. So it's life. Life happens. So just you can't figure out everything. You can't predict everything's gonna happen. So just be flexible to accept life as life throws itself at you. So I don't know. Final words on you will never understand everything.
Did you say that's the final thing for today?
Yeah.
Okay, please. You know when they said, "I'll never let you go."
Where did you get this guy from?
I picked him up down the street.
Okay.
No, wahala. Please, you know when they say, "I'll never let you go unless you bless me." Just say a word to me. Just one word, and I'll be fine.
Because he believes it will happen for him.
I want her to say it now. You are not here your plan play. Tita, so just say all that.
Aim for your Oscar.
Aim for your Oscar. See, Shas.
That's serious, you know, because when you say your Oscar, so what's your vision board? Because vision board is very important because there's a law of attraction. You attract what you think.
Yeah.
True.
You always attract what you think.
Yeah.
So if you are, aiming for, because we were walking inside here and I said, I envisioned this. I've always been thinking of a studio. I didn't know how, but being here is taking me a step to where I'm going to. Because I've been thinking of how to take my program to another level.
And it's happening right
So, aim for it. Now, you've taken us away from the rule. Yes, life is full of uncertainties.
Yeah.
What was the rule again?
You will never understand everything.
No, you can't. You can't understand
never.
everything. So that's why you have to be flexible.
Okay, well, I want to say a big thank you to Mama. Thank you so much for coming. My co-host for today, 18 Bakara Superstar 1. For one we won. Mega. Thank you for taking out the time. You guys, so these are the 10 rules of life according to Richard Tambler. I mean, if you have time, like go get the book. Is an amazing read. I mean, he has like other series of books, but this one's, I feel like everyone needs to have a copy of this book. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys have a lovely day. My name is Ina Jerry. I am your host. I will see you next time.